Hi, my name's Talley Lambert. I am a microscopist at Harvard Medical School and a core developer on the Napari project. Napari is an n-dimensional viewer for Python, and I want to share with you a short story of how the core offerings of Dask have facilitated a common workflow in my line of work, which is the handling of large data sets coming off of a Lightsheet microscope. So a Lightsheet microscope is just a modern variant of a microscope, a couple shown on the left here, and they're really characterized by the generation of a lot of data. And by a lot here, I mean somewhere between tens to thousands of gigabytes per data set. They tend to be very high dimensional, and you can acquire one of those in an hour or less. They often are also characterized by the need for pre-processing before you can really even make sense of the data. And it is not uncommon for people to store the raw data with the pre-processed and perhaps analyzed data all on disk, and that can quickly balloon out of control. And so the pattern here that I've come to love is using Dask delayed and Dask map blocks to queue up that reading and processing lazily, and then using napari at the end of that chain to view it, which lets me store just the bare minimum amount of data on disk. So I'll point out that what I'm going to show you, this notebook, is at this repository at GitHub, where you can play with it, along with a small amount of sample data and a link to the full data set if you're so inclined. So as I said, Napari is an n-dimensional viewer. Obviously don't have time to go into it in great depth here, but I encourage you to check it out at napari.org. The core object is napari.viewer class. That creates a viewer that has a number of convenience methods like add image, add points, for all the standard what we call layer types that Napari offers. And of course, it is you can programmatically control it in many ways as well. So here's the viewer on the right. The canvas in the middle is backed by VizPy for fast OpenGL-based rendering. And all the layers are shown on the left here. So that's Napari. And Napari supports Dask arrays, which means it makes it really easy for us to scale to out-of-core images and data sets with hardly any modification of our internal code. If the user provides us a properly chunked Dask array, we can compute the minimum amount of data to visualize the current indices requested in the viewer. And obviously, out-of-core data is Dask's wheelhouse, and it works great for us in Napari. So I'll just create a fake array here of Dask data. This is now a 1 terabyte array. And I'll pass this massive array into Napari's viewImage function, and that'll create a viewer almost immediately, obviously faster than 1 terabyte would take. And as I scroll around here, it's loading just the 1K by 1K chunk necessary for the time point I'm looking at, which is great. So we can extend this pattern for basically any data loading function, anything that will give Napari something that it can show you by wrapping such a function in Dask delayed. This is obviously a real fundamental part of Dask, and it has just worked well for this particular application for me. So I'm going to show you an example of wrapping TIFF file imread to load some sample microscopy data. I'll point out that a lot of the concepts I'm going to show you here have been covered in much greater detail in this good blog post by John Kirkham. And the Dask image repository implements this pattern on top of PIMs to great effect with a number of additional functionality. I'm not using Dask image here for the sake of demonstration, but I encourage you to check it out. So I'm going to load my file reader function from TIFF file. Imread just takes a path and returns a NumPy array. And I'm going to load Dask delayed from the Dask namespace. And I'll just wrap imread with delayed to create a delayed version of our reader function. And then I have a helper function here, create Dask stack, that just takes a folder and basically just grabs all of the TIFF files in that folder. And then for each file in the list, it's going to call our lazy reader, which will return a delayed object. Dask can convert that delayed object to a Dask array with the fromDelayed function. And then ultimately, we're just going to stack all of these Dask arrays on top of each other and return that to the user. So I'll run that here on the full data set. and it returns immediately telling me there's about 9.5 gigabytes of data there. And if I use, again, Napari's view image method to look at that stack, it loads immediately. And as I go through time now, as I look at different times, it's going to load those files from disk at that moment. Now, there's obviously a problem here. This doesn't look very biological at all. It's a mess, which brings me to the real core domain-specific point here, which is that this data requires pre-processing. I won't go into great detail. There's a video here if you're interested in reading or looking about it. But the point is that the microscope acquires a view of the cell relative to the way we move it through the plane of focus that results in an image that's skewed relative to real-world coordinates. So we need to do a deskew or a shearing operation on that data. So here is where Dask array map blocks comes in. It lets us chain together a sequence of operations like the affine transformation that I'll do here. But really, this is just a proxy for anything you might need to do to your data. You can queue up with Dask map blocks. In this case, I'm going to use a deskew function from the Napari NDTIFFs library, but this could be any function you need to do. The important line here is right here, where we're taking our Dask stack, and we're going to call the mapBlocks method and provide it the function that we want to execute on each chunk. And again, we're not actually immediately calculating any data, but you can see that that function there is going to change the shape of each volume and really ballooned the data up to about 4 times the size of the original data. So obviously, if I was storing this on disk just so I could view my data, I quickly have a data storage problem. So here's my deskewed or sheared data that I can again pass to Napari's view image. And if I look at that, now it looks like biology should. And as I go through time, it's going to load up various time points and show me the full course of this experiment. In this case, this is a cell undergoing mitosis, where the green is the chromosomes, the DNA, and the magenta is the tips of growing microtubules forming the mitotic spindle. So that's the pattern. It's pretty simple use of core Dask things, but it's really been useful for me. I'll just say if you have a pattern like this where you take a path and return some sort of Dask or NumPy array, you can encapsulate that as a Napari plugin to share it with others, such that they could just drag that file onto the Napari viewer and get a Dask-backed lazy array. So the workflow I just showed you there is actually implemented in the Napari NDTIFFs plugin if you'd like to see that. So with that, I'll just thank you for your time and enjoy the rest of the conference.